shit. I don't know shit. Call it.
Good morning, y'all. Coley here with New Revelutionary. For as positive as I feel, this one's going to be a little edgy, and it's getting into sensitive matters of America. And what we're going to talk about is the ideals of America. The ideals of America. What were we founded on? We were founded on an idea, right? And you got a whole lot of people in this country talking about how amazing and great America is, and they often reference the founding fathers. And while I don't agree with what they interpret from that, I agree with that statement. I think the founding fathers were genius. Really, 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 really smart dudes. And yes, it should have included more women, people of color, and diversity. But these guys, while they got some things wrong, they were really smart dudes. And they were very idealistic. And they fought like hell over their ideas. They debated like hell. They had intense arguments about what the structure of democracy should be and what America stands for, learning from the authoritarian past of the England kingdom and kings and none of that authoritarian shit. They said this needs to be a place of the people and how do we debate to get to what's right and freedom and democracy and true power to the people, blah, blah, blah. And they were smart. They were smart and they argued like hell, but they had good faith. They were doing it based on ideals. They believed what they said. They knew they were telling their truth. They knew they were telling their truth. And they could debate and they could argue, but they were coming from a good place, both of them. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, Whig or Tory, this or that, they were trying to figure it out with good faith. So what the pragmatic party represents for me and for others is that good faith. We're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we are Americans. And how in good faith can we can argue like hell, we can debate like hell, and we can fight viciously with our words and our logic and our truth and our souls about what is best for this country. And I believe there's a yin-yang there where some good ideas come from Democrats and some good ideas from Republicans. But what is very difficult in this country are the bad faith actors. The people who are not coming from their truth. They're lying. They know they're lying. We know they're lying. Everyone knows they're lying. The courts, history, and the future know they're lying. Reality knows they're lying. Again, they know they're lying. And the only people who believe them are their marks, the people that they are conning to believe their lies. These are propagandists. These are not small d Democrats. These are not founding father types. These are lying sacks of shit, okay? They are bad faith actors. So it's very difficult as an idealistic person who's truly trying to get it right and make mistakes all the time, but good faith actor. The pragmatic party is trying to get it right. We're trying to listen to both sides and figure out how do we mold this country into the best version of itself it can be based on ideas and truth, right, and democracy. And then you got these bad faith actors who are just lying and propagandists. So even though the sky's blue, they'll tell you it's green. How do you deal with them? Because it's very frustrating, right? And it makes you go, oh, I want to hurt them because they're just bad, right? But that's the same logic they use. They say, we're going to civil war because you guys are so bad, we're going to do righteous violence. It's ironic that the same bad faith actors that are lying are the ones advocating political violence. And I will quit being general and abstract and I will be specific. I am talking about insurrectionists. I am talking about far right wingers on January 6th who tried to overthrow the government because they lost an election. Okay? These are insurrectionists, secessionists, people who suggest national divorce. Okay? There's another word for them, treasonous. And that's an intense word. That's an intense word. But I don't know what else you call it because it's counter to the United States Constitution, upon which they falsely claim they love, and it's counter to the American ideals of democracy, debate, and truth-telling. So if you are a bad faith actor, I can't extend the pragmatic party concept to you. I can't, because you're not operating with the same good faith I am. I can go debate with the Democrats. I can go debate with Republicans. And good faith Democrats and Republicans, you know they're out there. There's a lot of them. And they're debating. They're trying to figure it out. They passed more bipartisan bills in the past 2 years than in a long time. So I got good optimism for our country. But there's this small segment of bad faith actors who lie, repeatedly lie, know they're lying. In court documents, like on Fox, they tell their CEO, we're lying, Trump lost the election, he's crazy, why is he going down this demonic path? But then they continue to lie to their followers. That's propaganda, that's not truth, that's not reporting. And there's not much you can do with these types. You can't debate them because they're not operating in good faith, they're just gonna keep lying. And then when they start lying to the point that they're inciting violence and suggesting something as disgusting as civil war, they're now encouraging their fellow countrymen to go hurt each other, kill each other based on a lie. Do you know how disgusting that is? Now there might be some people who are quite frankly dumber than the founding fathers who hear this stuff and they get conned. They're victims of their con. They're victims of their lying. They're victims of their propaganda. And they're going to go hurt people in the street because of these smart people who know better, bad faith actors. And there's people dying in the street. There's people fighting. There's gun violence. There's crazy people shooting up places, going into FBI offices, all this. Like, people are getting hurt from it. So the stakes are real here. So when I call it treasonous, that sounds intense, but there's people being hurt by it. And there's only one crime in America that's not murder, that's punishable by capital offense, and that's treason. Treason against one's country. So I think we need to separate the people who have good faith, red or blue, it's all valid, honest debate, and you can fight like hell, and you can argue like hell, but you got to use your words, and you got to use your truth, and you got to mean what you say, and you got to really try to figure it out. And that's hard. Democracy's hard, but that's what we were founded on. And then you got these people trying to take shortcuts, lie, propaganda, inciting violence. That's not what democracy is about. You got the election to fight over. And if you win the election, you win. If you lose, you lose. You accept it, and you honor the next president. You honor the next Congress. That's how America works. You don't try to subvert it. You don't try to cheat code. You don't try to break the rules and go steal the election back. You don't try to overthrow the government. That's not the rules of democracy. It's earned. It was earned leadership. So they got it. Now they get to go pass what they want to pass. And the fact that they're still being bipartisan means they're trying to work with you. So this small group of bad faith actors, liars, propagandists of any party, whatever you are, and it tends to be the far right now, and it's unfortunate that it's one party because it makes it seem like I'm partisan. I'm not. If the Democrats were doing this insurrection shit, I would be just as mad as them. I don't call this Republicans. Republicans are not inherently good or bad. Democrats are not inherently good or bad. It's the people with good faith who are good, and the people with bad faith who are bad. It's like Jedis and Sith Lords. Star Wars. It's like the good energy, the bad energy, the good Marvel superheroes, the bad Marvel mutants. It's Thanos versus the X-Men. It's like it's only they know and only we know in their soul what their intention is. But you can read it on their face. You can feel it in your gut. They're lying. They're fucking lying. And it's treasonous. They need to stop. They need to stop, or they need to be punished. And I'll leave that to the courts because I believe in America and I believe in the American legal system. Love you all.
I don't know shit. Right now 76, thinking. I don't know shit.